Good morning, and thank you for joining us on After GMS. It's a great day. It's Wednesday, the 4th of August. I've got a lot of excitement. I think I'm just enjoying what August is bringing us, this special little gift of nicer weather. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris. We have Christian Morgan and Ed Matthews. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's a beautiful look outside our Greensboro sky cam. The sun is rising amid those clouds. It's going to be another nice day.
Yeah, it really is, guys. We're still getting in on the cooler side of things today. The rain chances are, well, they're pretty much all but gone at this point. It continues to trend drier and drier, which we're okay with, right? The cooler temperatures are really something nice. Live look over the triad right now. You see some of those clouds still hanging over the sky, and that will be the case as we go throughout mid-morning, but I expect a lot of those to burn off and eventually start to move out. Temperatures are extremely comfortable out the door this morning. 66 in Greensboro and in Winston-Salem right now, 67 in Asheboro and 66 in Lexington. Even some 50s if you go up into the higher elevations, 57 in Boone, 61 in Wilkesboro right now. Here's the plan for today. Again, that rain chance is super low, and mainly just this morning, a sprinkle, maybe a stray shower, probably not even that, so don't hold your breath for it. Partly sunny this afternoon. We'll be right around 80 for those afternoon highs and still in on some of that cooler, drier air, I should say, so it feels good outside as well. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 60s for most all of us here in the Triad. Low 60s back to the west in the foothill and mountain communities as well. Now, the rain chances, like I mentioned, continue to dwindle. For us, I would be shocked if we even pick up about a half of an inch of rain over the next week or so. Now, in eastern North Carolina, they still have plenty of rain left to go over the next couple days with the stalled out cold front and with these waves of low pressure that are going to track along it. So what's changed? Well, basically that front has shifted a little further to the south and a little further to the east. So basically, if you're positioned on the front or south of the front, you're going to get some rain out of this. If you're on the north side of the front like we are, it's just dry. High pressure will start to nose in and really kind of take control going into your Thursday as well. So we see a return to partly cloudy skies going into the end of the week. The rain chances will stay low. Our temperatures will start to get back into the mid 80s. Saturday right now has the highest rain chance over the next 7 days, but I say that with caution because it's absolutely not going to be a washout day. Go ahead with your weekend plans. Just kind of keep an eye to the sky. If you have outdoor plans on Saturday, a couple pop-up showers and thunderstorms, they'll be very hit or miss in nature. 20% chance on Sunday. We're back into the upper 80s and rain chances stay low. The heat and humidity make a return. We're back to 90 by Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Well, you know, we love talking about the weather here, especially when it's like this. We are in the last full month of summer, and for some people, this is great news. This year, August is giving us a special treat. The temperatures feel good. They're respectful and comfortable, and I love it.
Yeah, and for others, it's a little bittersweet because beach lovers like hot and sunnier days, and those days are numbered. So which kind of weather do you prefer? Do you prefer 70s, even though it might be dreary outside, or do you like sunny and 90s? Okay, let's start weighing in, and we already see some comments. Heather says anything under 70 degrees and I'm cold already. I agree with you, Heather. I'm one of those people who is always cold, especially in the summertime in the inside air conditioning. Whew, I'm eyeing my sweater over there as we speak. Robin said she just likes this cooler weather in general. Sandra says, good morning, everybody. Really enjoying this early morning outside. Temperature is 64 in her neighborhood.
All right, that is a little too chilly for me. 64 when it's, you know, pleasant. Of course, anything is appreciated after a 90-degree stretch of days. But I'm enjoying temperatures right where they are. 75 to 85 degrees is perfect. And then when you don't have humidity like it's been, you know, it's even better. So I'm just really enjoying this stretch. It's even brightening my mood a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better.
Well, Ed's all smiles out in the weather garden because he doesn't have to sweat it out this week.
It's beautiful out here. I enjoy being out in the weather garden with conditions like this. And you know, I don't mind a sunny 90-degree day if the humidity is fairly low, but how often does that happen in our part of the Piedmont when we get to 90 degrees? It's almost like the heat and humidity go hand in hand in this part of the world. For me, it's all about the comfort level, so I don't mind extra clouds, and I would love mid-70s.
Yep. So that's why Ed and I, we hang out frequently.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, same temperature gauge. Christian, surprisingly, or maybe not so, since you went to App State, but you prefer cooler temperatures.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of the outlier in this situation. Look, I want to see our temperatures right now this morning, mid-60s. That's where I want to be in the afternoon. Start the morning right around 40 degrees, warm it up into the low 60s in the afternoon. Yes, all about it.
Shivering thinking about that.
Ooh, goosebumps. Okay. Yeah, no surprise here. I prefer 90s and sunnies. I really don't like the heat and humidity in combination, but unfortunately sometimes that's what we get when it's 90 degrees. So, you know, just throw the hair up in a ponytail, carry on your day, and just know that everybody else around you is dealing with the same thing. So that's just, it's the way you approach it.
Yeah, absolutely. Your mindset definitely helps out in those matters. But you know, it's that whole hot, it's like the humidity makes it so much worse. And North Carolina is like the epicenter of humidity. I mean, we're gonna get some humid days, especially in the summertime. So if it didn't have that attached, I'd be like, yes, I love the 90-degree temperatures. But that,
The what?
and you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's weigh in here. Kim Smith said she loves the 70s all year, and I said agree. Totally agree. Dwayne Young agreed with you, Christian. He said, amen, Christian.
That's right, I got somebody in my corner.
Oh, yes, definitely. Kimberly said, hi, 70s weather and 70s music. She loves it. And Joanne said, no 90s with humidity, but she said, cold and 60s, like a happy medium. 70s is perfect. I agree. Joanne, you always put things in awesome perspective. And that's the perfect answer.
Yeah, I love Virginia's comment. She said, I suffer from cold intolerance. It's a real thing. Look it up. I will do that because perhaps that's my problem.
Does it come with a diagnosis and a doctor's note?
Yeah. What is the treatment? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
She said, so I love the heat. I'm with you.
That's so funny. Can you imagine if you give Kim, that's our news director, a doctor's note that says you can no longer sit by the vent?
Okay, I'll let you in on a little secret here since I don't know if the bosses are watching right now. If you
Remember, it's recorded.
It's okay. It's okay. I think everybody already knows.
Okay.
I'm the one who turns up the thermostat in the morning.
Oh yeah, everybody knows.
It's just
you?
That's me.
Everybody. I thought everybody knew.
I mean, I'm not trying to hide it. I just walk over to the thermostat and I click it up a couple degrees, and I figure if someone comes in later and is uncomfortable, they can click it back down.
And they do, unfortunately.
And they do, but you know.
This makes so much sense now, right? Because this makes so much sense now because I get here in the morning and I'm comfortable, and then I come in later. I'm like, why is it so hot in here? And I'm sweating, and now I know the answer to it.
It's not, that's dramatic.
Right, because I think it's already set at like, was it 68? So if you're clicking it up a few degrees, it's only going to like 72, which is really my baseline.
Exactly.
That's my starting point.
I'm saving the news station money. I mean, that's one way to look at it, you know?
I agree.
Saving everybody money.
You're saving money and lives.
If you
Cold
work here,
intolerance.
if you work here, you really have to bring a couple different outfits to work just based on the time of the day that it is and how it's going to feel here.
Yeah.
You can start the morning out being really cold,
Yeah.
and then you can end up being sweating in the afternoon. So you have to dress for all the seasons here in the building.
And depending on which part of the building you're in, because in the newsroom it's especially cold. Also in our control room where the directors sit, it is freezing in there most times. And then outside in the weather garden, I mean, Ed, you get a variety.
Yeah, I'll have to say, I remember years ago, of course, you're under a lot of bright lights there in the studio, and those older lights, and we still have some lights that give off a lot of heat, but those older lights gave off a tremendous amount of heat. So they kept the air condition way down. So when you came in early in the morning, before the lights had a chance to warm things up, it was frigid. Yeah. I have been in the studio before where you guys are, and it was jacket or coat weather. But once those lights would come up and you got a bunch of them in there, hanging from the ceiling, it would warm up pretty quickly. But most of those LED lights, I don't think they give off much in the way of heat, like the oldies.
Oh yeah, I'll let you in a little secret. So this dress is like a backdrop, like it has like a V in the
Look
back.
at that.
Yes, and so with it, all the air is like rushing
To your back.
and you know, I purposely have been wearing sleeves lately just because it's been so cold in the building.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a sweater nearby like you, Megan,
Right.
or a jacket. But you know, it just has felt especially cold lately in the building. But when I go outside, you know, it's comfortable or you're like melting. So I typically do like to wear like the cutoff dresses, but it's so cold right now. But this little peekaboo back, it's killing me right now. We might not bring this one back out. This one might have to stay in the closet for a little while.
Very cute though.
Oh, thank you.
You know what they say, the coldest season in the South is summer at the office. And that is true. I remember college lecture halls, they were always freezing. But Kimberly said I should not have said that about the thermostat, me turning it up a couple degrees, because now they're probably going to put a lock on it, and then I'm not going to be able to adjust it anymore.
Can we just scrub this video from the internet real fast?
No, it's fine. It's literally only a degree or two, maybe.
Now you're gonna have to use some Bond moves, you know. Dun, 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 dun,
To get,
dun.
yeah. I'll leave it up to Ed for that. I don't know.
Oh, I'm staying clear of this. I'm not going to mess with the thermostat. Hey, I don't need my thermostat out here. The way it feels this morning is great. It's lovely.
It feels great.
All right. Well, we've talked a lot about this weather conversation. It's almost 8 o'clock. I know. So we do have some morning headlines to get to, and then we'll get to our second talker of the day. We'll start with this. A new vaccine incentive is rolling out in our state. People getting their first doses of COVID-19 vaccines will receive $100 in prepaid gift cards. Anyone giving a ride to a person getting a first dose shot will receive a $25 cash gift card. The more rides someone gives, the more gift cards they will receive. This incentive is at certain locations on specific days only, though. You can find all the details on our website, WFMYnews2.com. Our state's fourth and final vaccine lottery drawing is this morning. One vaccinated adult will win $1 million, and one student will win a $125,000 scholarship to go toward college. We still don't know who won the third lottery drawing 2 weeks ago. It sometimes takes the state health department some time to confirm those names and verify that the winners are willing to go public, because remember, that is a requirement in North Carolina. You have to give your name. The Triad has been lucky so far, with 2 winners coming from our area. We'll keep you updated when we learn about the winners this time around. And as we look at the state's Safe School Toolkit to answer some common questions about going back to school, they include this one. Will students need to quarantine if exposed to COVID-19? It depends. If an exposure happens but everyone is masked, no one needs to quarantine. If an exposure happens and only some or no students are masked, then they all might need to quarantine. So the next question here, will class size be limited? The state health department says class sizes can return to normal. Districts do not need to limit visitors or class sizes this year, and field trips can resume, but individual districts can set stricter policies. Another school district voted to bring masks back to class. Lexington City Schools says it is requiring masks this fall. The board voted in favor of that last night, that all students and staff wear them inside. Staff will be able to give students a break from masks when they are outside and 6 feet apart.
While keeping people safe indoors is a priority, as the Delta variant continues to spread, houses of worship are making changes to make sure everyone is safe.
WFMY News' Denise McMiller talked with a Greensboro congregation about the safety measures it is taking.
Well, folks here at Sharp Road Church of Christ are talking about who is and isn't vaccinated. In fact, they ran a poll and found out 80% of their members got their shots. This is a live recording of their Sunday service. About 200 members are still sticking to virtual worship, and the smaller group on your screen has returned. Requiring masks for all, vaccinated or not, is just one safety measure church administration is taking.
The only time anyone pulls their mask down is if they're talking or singing or, reading the scripture, praying, things of that nature. But everybody else is required to leave them on the entire time. We've restricted access to certain parts of the building where people aren't allowed to be in as well. So we kind of keep everything centralized to the auditorium and the lobby areas.
And other houses of worship are taking a stand, requiring masks again for all, even the fully vaccinated. Fellowship Presbyterian Church in Greensboro made the change just one day after Governor Roy Cooper recommended masks be worn indoors. And St. Andrew's Apostolic Church, ahead of the curve, shared their mask requirement in a newsletter 1 week earlier. And counties across the Triad are labeled as having a substantial COVID spread, meaning the CDC recommends everyone mask up, even those fully vaccinated.
All right, our second conversation begins with Olympic gymnast Simone Biles. She took a break from the Olympics to focus on her mental health, but she was back in good form yesterday, competing on the beam and earned a bronze medal. Congratulations.
Yeah, the routines she puts together are beautiful and challenging in the score of difficulty, as any gymnastics can be. But she brought awareness also to a condition gymnasts know very well. It's called the twisties, where they describe their minds and their bodies are not in sync, which can be obviously very dangerous when they're twisting and flipping in the air. So Biles's return was met with very welcomed and excited posts from fans, tweeting how thrilled they were to see the Olympic medalist back in action. In a video, Taylor Swift got fans excited to see Biles perform on the beam. She said she cried watching Biles compete. Simone's mother, Nellie, said she is proud to call Simone her daughter, saying she saw the Simone we all know, never give up. Former figure skater Adam Rapon said he is a humble GOAT, stands for greatest of all time, watcher. And responding to Team USA's tweet about Biles tying for the most Olympic medals for a U.S. gymnast, we saw a lot of congratulatory words as well. Team USA, very proud.
Yes, so I was able to record the performance. Of course, we knew, I mean, who didn't know by the time 10 a.m. rolled around? It was on every major feed. It was on, you know, every alert that was being pushed out to your phones that Simone Biles won the bronze. But I wanted to see the performance. And from the highlights that I saw on Twitter this morning, she nailed the ending. She nailed the entire routine. It was flawless. And she said in a post interview that she was so proud of herself, probably more proud than when she won gold at the Olympics because of all the adversity that she went through, all the constant interviews and questions about her mental health, which she said was taking a toll on her mental health. She wanted to take time back from the spotlight for just a little bit to focus on herself, but kept getting bombarded with questions about it. And so she had to deal through that, but also the support that she got from fans, she said, was really what did the trick. And even though it was a less complicated routine, I don't think any one of us could have done it or medaled in it at that matter. So congratulations, Simone. She took a break, came back strong, and if she needs to take a break again, by goodness, definitely do that, you know?
Absolutely.
There's no end to that. Mental health is constant. So you agreed with that, Christian. You said absolutely.
And I think I saw in one of her interviews, maybe it was early on this morning, she said also through the process of this that her aunt passed away. So not only was she dealing with all of that, she was also having to deal with those family matters too, and especially being that far away in Tokyo for the Olympics, handling all of that. It seems just like a lot that was on her plate.
Yeah. Yeah, especially being so far away from family, you know, that's not easy. It's a totally different world in Tokyo. I mean, think about the time difference, you know, it's nighttime there, it's daytime here. So, I mean, getting in touch with family and friends has probably been difficult. All right, Ed, how about you?
Yeah, I have certainly over the past few weeks gained more and more respect for her. I think she's in tune with her mind and her body, and I think that's a great thing. And it's just amazing. She took the necessary break. She saw that she needed to take a break, and then look what happened. She came back and nailed it. I mean, you watch gymnasts, especially her. I mean, she's incredible. She's just an incredible athlete. And the way they do the thing that they do, I mean, flipping and turning and, you know, doing all kinds of things that I'm just always watching in amazement. How did they do that? You know, that's always the question. How did they do that? Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, she has gotten so much support for her approach to this, how she respectfully handled it, how she stayed in Tokyo the entire time cheering on her teammates, some of whom got to take her place and medaled in these events too. So that was incredible to watch. You know, we talked earlier a little bit about some of the criticism she's received from a few people arguing, you know, that she's a quitter or that she gave up on her team. But she explained, she's like, this was not a matter of having a bad competition and quitting. She said she's had plenty of bad meets and finished them. This was a matter of she knew that she was not mentally equipped to do these routines, and it could have had devastating results physically for her as well if she had fallen on one of those difficult skills. And she was concerned that she would cost her team the team medal. And we know they went on to win silver even after she dropped out. So she was very proud of them for that. And everybody stepped up in big ways, and she stayed there the whole time as their biggest cheerleader. So props to her for handling this appropriately.
Yeah, I think it really is a stigma we need to get under control. Here in the US especially, the concept or idea that having a mental struggle or needing a mental break or timeout is a sign of weakness.
Right.
It's not. It is so strengthening and strong of you to make a decision that is great for your mental well-being. So, you know, anytime you step aside to concentrate on yourself, it's not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength to me. And if we can get that stigma out of here, I think we'd all do ourselves a great favor.
And that's not to say that a little bit of pressure is not important. I mean, it is. A little bit of pressure is important in athletics, in academics, in life in general, knowing how to manage and mitigate those pressure type situations. But when it gets to a point where it is so compounding that it is affecting your mental and physical well-being, then it's time to take a step back and reevaluate, move forward when you feel prepared to do so.
Yeah. You know, I remember one day Megan was really upset about something that was coming up in a script, or maybe you had just read it or were going to read it, and you're like, I'm taking a walk. And you took a lap around.
No,
you did. You don't remember this?
No, that's so
it
funny.
Was so.
And I try to just walk it off, and then you know,
that's
and
what you
then
said.
Reset, and then I come look at it with a fresh mindset. If I can't figure something out, or if I feel like maybe I'm having like a loss of words, or you know, writer's block or something, I'll take a little walk. And then I'll reset, and it helps.
And I thought that was big of you, because one person's bad mood on a team affects the whole team.
It does.
So by you stepping away and handling whatever you needed to handle.
I wonder what it was about. I don't even remember.
And then you came back and you were ready to go. And I was like, all right, that is a team player. You know, don't let it affect the whole team.
Sometimes you just got to step away from it for a minute.
That's so funny. I wonder what it was about.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Probably the air conditioning.
Probably the air conditioning. That's so funny.
All right, let's take another look at our forecast.
Let's do it. Yeah, because it feels so good around the Piedmont. And I tell you what, it's always great when you get a bonus day of cooler temperatures and drier air, but we're having several of those this week. We'll be up around 80 today, mixed sun and clouds, low rain chance. Don't worry about it. Low rain chance really the next few days. We'll be into the low 80s tomorrow, mid 80s by Friday. Weekend overall looking good, a slightly better chance of a few scattered afternoon storms on Saturday. No need to cancel the plans, just keep an eye on your WFMY News 2 weather app and the live radar, and you'll be A-OK. And then look at Sunday and early next week. Generally dry, but cranking up the heat and cranking up the humidity for your enjoyment. And we'll be up around 90. Get ready for that.
And that really does take preparation, Ed.
Yeah, get ready.
Two words that don't go together: humidity and enjoyment.
Yeah,
I can't believe I use those in the same sentence. Oh.
It's okay. I'm enjoying what we have so far. And I know that it's ending soon, but I'm enjoying it now.
Me too.
All right, well, thanks so much for enjoying this time with us. We certainly enjoy having you watch us on After GMS and chatting with us. These conversations are so great. And we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Take care.